And your witness?
I was the only officer present.
Miss Ferguson, I have warned you before about bringing forward charges without the corroborating evidence of another officer. Now, if, as you say, there was danger of...
Of course there was. Do you think I'm making it up?
Please don't raise your voice to me. I'm well aware of your tactics in baiting the women. You probably went too far this time and they retaliated.
If I so much as think you've been harassing Merle, I'll go straight to the governor with 2 bottles of contraband liquor I've kept and tell her to check them for fingerprints. Yours are all over them. Now, is that crystal clear, Adams? Because you won't be getting any second chances.
Yes, it's clear.
He rushes inside, smooth talks the receptionist out of a lipstick, and then goes and writes on the bonnet of his car, mind you. Don't bloody park here again. I didn't. He didn't. And then later in the afternoon, he finds a crowd gathered around this car. Around the so he goes over thinking the owner might be there and he can give him a piece of his mind. And who should be standing there but his boss? No! Yes, his boss had bought a new car, picked it up at lunchtime, and not told anyone.
$250,000. I know where it is and where to get it. There's nothing much to stop me now. Can you imagine it? $250,000. You interested? Those chemicals are still giving me goosebumps. I reckon they ought to throw in some antifreeze to stop me shivering.
Oh, it's been a few days now. You should start feeling better soon.
It doesn't make any sense. The cure is worse than the bloody disease.
Do you want something to eat?
Not unless you want to clean it up after me.
I'm surprised you wanted me around.
I thought you would have enjoyed watching me on my back in hospital.
I don't enjoy watching people die, Connors.
Yeah, well, I guess what I'm trying to say...
You should be more careful about what you say, especially at the hospital. Now, that treatment
what I said about the money. It's just waiting for someone to pick it up.
Come down to cheer up, Rita. Reckon you might need it.
You be at work, Jenkins?
I'm on my way there, aren't I? Just came down to check what food we need for dinner, so I'm not doing nothing wrong. Why don't you do some work yourself, Joni?
You're looking for a charge for insolence, Jenkins?
Might as well make it something worthwhile. What do you reckon, Rita?
Oh, leave it.
She's crook enough as it is without having you around. Why don't you just shove off?
You know, the thing that reassures me about you, Jenkins, is that you haven't got the brains to know when to stop. It's only a matter of time before you go too far.
Got her on the run, eh, Rita? Don't reckon she'll last much longer if we all keep at her. Rita?
To the 18, 10 to the 20, 11 to the...
What are you doing, Jones?
Me tails, what's 11 twos?
Should be at work.
I don't have to work when I got me classes on. Mrs. Reynolds said so.
Well, I don't know why they bother. It's a waste of time, really.
It's not. I'm going to be smarter than you because you don't even know what 11 twos is.
22, you idiot.
Don't you call me that.
Perhaps you'd like to spend a couple of days in the pound counting bricks.
Cat told you to leave me alone.
Yeah, you should be left alone, Jones, in a padded cell, not doing classes with some educational misfit.
Go to hell, Adam.
Beg your pardon.
I said, go to hell. Even a jerk like you should be able to figure that out.
And you're out of line, Lucas.
So are you. You want to repeat what you just said in front of the governor?
I thought she was avoiding work.
You're a pretty tough guy, Adams. Sometimes I wonder just how tough.
I'm responsible for security round here. You can get on with your business.
Yes, officer. You okay?
You sure told him.
How often does he pick on you like that?
Only when he sees me. And I feel like biffing him, but I get into trouble.
Not if he didn't know. You gotta do it inside your head, without using words. Like Captain Marvelous.
You mean using alpha waves and zapping the baddies?
Yeah, alpha waves. You can't go around hitting people or putting them down just because you don't like them, even if they deserve it. But no one can stop you from sending out alpha waves.
When Captain Marvelous does it, the baddies explode. Wouldn't I get into trouble?
You better be careful not to make them too strong.
I'll get rid of this for you, Mr. P.
No, it's not full yet. This has to go in it.
Well, you don't want to get too full. It's starting to pong already.
No, I don't smell anything.
My mum always used to say I was the first to smell a change in the weather. Look, I'll open the back door and let some fresh air in.
No, it's all right. I'll turn the exhaust fan on.
Thought you might. Hey, reckon we might need some fresh veggies from the garden?
We're having mixed grill with chips for lunch now. Let me get on with this.
Oh, but Rita and I'll need something for dinner. I reckon some fresh veggies would do her good.
Did she have anything special?
No, just some fresh carrots, that's all. Can I go and get her?
No, get them out to lunch. Go and help with the washing up. Will you go and get the damn carrots before you do any more damage? Clean up that mess, will you, please? I don't know what's got into this girl today. Oh, what's she dear? What's got into Jenkins?
I don't know. What's she been doing?
Well, I don't know. She keeps on wanting to go out for vegetables. I was glad to get rid of her.
I wonder.
I beg your pardon?
Never mind, dear. I'll tell you later.
Oh, there you are. Thought you were working in the veggie garden.
Oh, not with the way this is falling apart. Whoever did the renovations was using the wrong sort of hinges.
Yeah, Public Works, probably.
Have you lost your rabbit?
Oh, couldn't let Murph think I was coming out to see me #1 fella, could I?
It's good to hear you say that, Alice.
Yeah, well, actions speak louder than words, don't they?
My, what a touching sight. Feeding carrots to the donkey, are we, Grosvenor?
That's my fault.
You know the
Susan.
rules about prisoner contact. You're both on charges. Get inside.
Pringle,
Shut
shut up
up and move.
I can explain if you'll give
You'll
me a
have
minute.
plenty of time to think up an excuse while you're being transferred to Woodridge.
Oh, but that's not fair, Miss Ferguson.
I just caught these two here behind the shop.
Get back to reception, both of you. Go on.
It was a clear breach of the rules. Jenkins should not have been here in the first place.
She had my permission.
Oh, for physical contact with a male prisoner. I didn't realise you'd been appointed governor during the tea break.
I think we'll let Mrs. Reynolds sort this out.
You're a joke, Pringle. You're not going to lie your way out of this one.
I knew they were both there.
Then you were derelict in your duty because when I found them, they were unsupervised and making physical contact.
I was over by
They
the
could
kitchen
have been trying to escape.
Oh, rubbish, Joan. Would you both like to sit down and tell me what happened, one at a time?
It's all my fault. Shouldn't have come out to see her.
Don't go blaming yourself. We've got to grab every chance we can get.
We mightn't see each other again.
Come on, love. We're not done for yet. Mrs. Pringle's gone out on a limb for us.
Yeah, but Freak will probably crucify her too. Wish I hadn't given her so much lip this morning. Jeez, Harry, things are different now I've met you. I wake up in the morning wondering what I've got to do today. Makes it easier getting up.
I think about you too, after lights out. No, I reckon it's the loneliest sound in the world hearing them shut that last gate. I'll think about you and me, sitting around a campfire in the bush. Stars are out, twinkling away, and the fire's crackling. When I think about that, I reckon I can get through another day.
Oh, it's real beautiful, Harry.
Can't keep your hands off each other, can you?
Well, what's wrong with that? Just because you're...
You want more trouble, Jenkins? You and Grosvenor are in deep enough already. I'd enjoy my last moments together if I were you. Because there won't be any more.
Well, the truth is, I wasn't supervising Jenkins. I was in the kitchen doing rounds, and Mervyn said that she'd gone out to the garden, so naturally I was suspicious. Because a few days earlier I'd found them canoodling in the reward cell.
But you didn't report it?
I reprimanded them, but I didn't see the need to bother you.
I've known about it for some time. They were having clandestine meetings when Grosvenor was working on the renovations.
I would have charged them normally, but it all seemed so innocent.
What they were doing was clearly against my orders. We've had enough trouble from the men at Blackmore. Joan was right in reporting it.
Yes, but couldn't we make an exception just this once? I mean, Alice has been very cooperative lately, particularly since we've had the news about poor Rita.
Well, I'll have a talk to them. But try and keep away from Joan until she's calmed down, will you?
Oh, I will. Right, you can both come in now.
Before you go blaming Alice for this, Mrs.
Just
Reynolds...
saying that, Mrs. Reynolds. I was the one...
both keep quiet.
You can't send him the way he's
You've got to
doing what
understand,
you told him
Governor.
to. Please don't send him to Blackmore,
Well,
Mrs.
quieten down,
Reynolds.
both of
She
you.
only came out to see if
Look,
I'd
he's just
seen...
covering for
I want to
me.
marry her.
Harry?
I mean it, Mrs. Reynolds. She's the best woman in the world and I love her.
Right, now calm down. You're still prisoners. Alice has quite a few years left to serve. So you both have to be realistic about this. I can see you both mean a lot to each other, but being in prison can distort the way you feel.
Oh, not us, Mrs. Reynolds, honest. We've talked about it a lot.
It's very unusual for a relationship that starts in prison to succeed. Harry will be out in 6 months, and when you're released, you'll have twice as many problems readjusting. And the pressures are different. You'll both have a lot more choices.
I've made my choice and I'll wait for her. It's if Alice will have me.
I appreciate your honesty. But I can assure you that next time I'll have no hesitation.
I promise, Mrs. Reynolds.
I want you to promise that there'll be no more secret meetings. And I want you to think carefully about what you're getting into. If you can convince me that you're both sincere about marriage, I might consider allowing supervised visits.
You won't hear a peep out of me, honest.
I am not making any promises.
Here, let me help you. You feeling all right?
Yeah, and I don't want no help from you.
Well, what's this class supposed to be, typing or furniture moving? I don't know. Why don't we ask Tom, baby? You don't mind us calling you Tom, do you, Tom?
No, not at all. Michelle?
Brumby.
How'd you manage to get a nickname like that?
It's probably the way she eats.
Oh, sorry I'm late. Hey, you never guess what happened to me.
You got a brain transplant.
Get lost, McPherson.
Alice?
Oh, I'll tell you later. It's too good to waste on these morons.
All right, ladies. Class about to start.
I think you've forgotten something, Tom. There's no typewriters.
Oh, jeez. You expect me to do everything for you?
Well, all right. We'll just nip down the street and pocket a few.
That's not bad. No, you probably wouldn't be smart enough to get past the gate guards. Come on. I got a better idea.
What do you women think you're doing? Move back from there. Oh, it's you. These women aren't allowed through here.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Well, move back, a lot of you.
Now, look. You seem to have been around a bit. How about volunteering some spare time to help with the classes?
Me?
Yeah, you probably got more important things to do. Well, I better get on with it. Lock the gate, will you?
Oh, they need an escort unless they're on work duty.
They've got one. Me.
But there's too many of them. You couldn't
Mr.
handle
Adams,
them.
I don't think the governor would be impressed with the officers obstructing the women's classes. They've got the department's approval.
She knows all about this.
Didn't she tell you?
Well, I have been down in A block, but I'll be speaking with
Good
you.
on
You can be
mate.
sure
Well,
about
we've
that.
got work to do. Come on, you lot. Thanks, Rob.
Well, now what do we do?
Oh, I gotta do everything for you. You, Brumby, Merle, come with me. Lisa, Spike, try the storeroom. The rest of you find what you can. Don't let anyone see it. If you're not back here in 3 minutes, I'll bloody well kill the lot of you. Excuse me, could you help me find a file?
Oh, yeah? Whose did you want?
C, Connors.
Connors.
Yes, Connors. Oh!
Oh, look
I've knocked the
what
phone.
you've done.
Sorry. Now the other one. No, I'll get this one. I'll get this one. You get the other one. Here we are. Fix. Oh, sorry. Silly. Sorry. There you go.
It's all right.
Fix.
How you want?
No, that was fine. Sorry.
No luck, eh?
No.
Look, try the workshop, Alice.
We've only got a minute.
First in, first served. Should have seen Tom Collin the screws. I tell you, that guy deserves an Oscar. I reckon he must have done a few jobs in his time. Fly dog that one.
I got one. I turned invisible so they couldn't see me.
Well done. Where are the others?
They've gone through.
Good. Let's go.
Open sesame.
Oh, dong ya.
I have the names of everyone involved in this, and I'll be checking with the governor right now.
Good for you. Lock the gate for me, will you? And give my regards to the governor.
Q-U-R-I-C-K-B. Your lazy dog just nicked off, Merle. Your fox wasn't quick enough. Shut up and concentrate.
What with?
Do you reckon the screws will let him get away? Oh, yeah.
lady.
Hey, Rit, want to see what the screw lover's got up her sleeve?
Oh, just drop it, Lisa.
She's got a noose around Adams's neck and she won't pull the rope.
Lisa, I haven't got anything on him. All the bottles were sold.
What? But I was there when you were jumping on him.
I made it up. I had to say something to get rid of him, didn't I? That's why I couldn't give them to you.
Why didn't you tell me in the first place?
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Now I'll never get the mongrel back. If those bottles were for real, we could have had him on the run forever.
What sort of bottles are you talking about, girls?
Contraband. I told Adams I still had a few tucked away, with his fingerprints all over them.
So? Is anyone here going to tell Adams Maxwell was lying? No. If he swallowed the hook, you may as well reel him in. Slowly.
I'm willing to give it a go.
How do you like your flathead? Grilled or fried? G'day, Adams. How's the blood pressure?
If you two are going to the shop, get on with it.
We're not buying, we're selling. The bottles.
I'm just along for the laughs.
Get rid of her.
I give the orders now.
Where are they hidden, Maxwell?
What a jerk.
We were both in this together. You use that against me, we both go down.
So what? I'm already in prison. You're not.
I can just see it now. The boys would have a field day on you.
We were partners, Maxwell.
Oh, you've forgotten already. I'm the murderer, the scum. The one who deserved everything she got.
Look, I'd get pretty mad if someone said that to me.
I've still got friends in here. I can make your life a nightmare if I want to. You destroy the bottles, I'm prepared to forget the whole thing.
No, you see, it's the other way around. We've already got Ferguson on the run. We'll do the same to you if you try anything.
How much do you want?
I'll have to see how much they're worth first. Some of the women might pay more for them than you will. Do you think the governor would mind if we auction them?
No. I'll pay. It might take time, but I'll pay whatever you want.
Who said I want money? There are so many possibilities. I'll have to sleep on it. I'll get back to you. Bye.
So long, sucker.
And then he said, I want to marry her. Just like that, without any hesitation. And then he started to take the blame for us being outside, and then...
So you said yes?
Jeez, I don't remember what I said. Well, I was so busy talking to Reno and trying to get out of trouble. Oh, but he knows how much I like him. That's the same as saying yes, isn't it?
It depends. I've never been popped the question myself. I met Slasher at a party when he'd just thrown this guy across the room. I was mopping the blood off his face and we sort of looked at each other and that was it. I was his girl and he was my bloke.
Yeah, but it's more romantic being asked. Harry's real romantic. He was telling me about his dreams and about the bush and campfires.
This is going to take a long time, isn't it?
You're not bored, are you?
Start at the beginning and not so fast this time.
All you have to do is talk to him, you know, man to man. Find out what he really thinks. Men talk about different things when they're talking together.
I thought you told me he was a decent chap.
Yes, I know, but it doesn't hurt to check him out, does it? I want to know if his intentions are strictly honourable.
Do I have to?
No, you don't have to, but I thought you'd be a little more sensitive to poor little Alice's future.
Oh, all right, I'll try. But he might not want to talk about it.
Go on.
Harry? Harry?
Something wrong?
No, nothing really. I was just wondering, I don't really know how to put this, but it seems that congratulations are in order.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Pringle. Great news, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Mrs. Pringle was thrilled to bits.
Oh, Mrs. Pringle's a lovely lady, too. I reckon if me and Alice can be as happy as you two, well, we couldn't ask for more.
Ladies, you better set the souffle... set the tables for lunch.
You know, I think she feels the same way. But, you know, you just can't tell sometimes what women are on about. Sometimes you just can't tell what they're thinking.
Did she accept your proposal?
Well, didn't really come down to that. I sort of blurted it out. She just stood there with this funny look in her eye.
She accepted your proposal?
Fair income. Oh, I never hoped for much once I got locked up in here, but meeting Alice. Hey, tell us, Mr. P, you've known her for longer than I have. There must be something she really likes.
Well, food mainly.
Oh, well, no worries there. All she'd have to do is snap her fingers. I'd take on the meanest bull in the state to give her a good feed.
Oh, not in my kitchen, you don't. I'd better get back to lunch.
Oh, thanks for the yarn, Mr. P. That's all right.
See? That wasn't so hard, was it?
No, dear.
You made me look a bloody fool in front of the women.
Told us what
Hard
you
enough to get
wanted.
respect around here without humanity.
She's accusing every woman.
Oh, he's only trying to make us all look stupid, can't you see that? I told you those classes were a
I wouldn't
ridiculous
have said
waste
that.
of time.
The women were very enthusiastic about the lessons.
All the lessons, if you could just tell us what you require.
He doesn't give a damn about us. He doesn't enjoy breaking rules.
Enough. You and I'll have a chat in my office after your class.
Speaking of which,
The purpose of this meeting, believe it or not, was to discuss Rita Connors. She's completed her first course of chemotherapy and appears to be coping.
I don't understand why she's still here. Surely Wentworth
There is
General's
no
better equipped to
justification,
take her.
medically or otherwise, for transferring her. Doctors agree she's better off here in a normal environment.
Call this normal?
Well, surely under the circumstances they could pardon her.
It has been offered, Mervyn, but she wants to be here with her friends.
She's only got her Aunt Ida.
Fat lot of good she'd be.
The next chemo session is in 2 weeks' time. She won't have any strength, and she'll need help for a few days. I was going to ask one of the women to do it, but I don't think it'd be fair on them emotionally, so I was wondering if one of you would volunteer.
I'll do it.
There won't be any extra pay.
I wasn't expecting any.
And it won't be easy. Connors isn't a lightweight. There is the cleaning up side.
I said I'd do it.
All right, if you're certain, thank you. And thank you for your attention. That's all. She never ceases to surprise me. I don't understand it. There's nothing to gain for her career.
Perhaps the women are getting to her more than we've realised. I mean, this way she won't have to deal with them.
Possibly, but they hate each other. Why help your enemy?
She won't even talk to me. How do you expect me to teach her?
by looking beyond that barrier, appeal to her intelligence. She's got an inquiring mind. That's all she needs to overcome her medical label.
You don't believe she's retarded?
Ah, she's been ignored. Put in the too hard department.
I know. They've been shunting her back and forth for years.
You started her off, encouraged her to learn, and I want that to continue.
So do I, but she won't have anything to do with me, Tom.
You give up too easy.
I betrayed her trust. At least she thinks I did.
I'm not saying it'll happen overnight, but if you persevere, cop the knockbacks, any wall can be broken down. You care about Merle, don't you? So don't give up on her.
I haven't.
Then why do you want to run away from it?
Look, I wanted to learn too, but if I'm here, she'll just
She'll
reject...
nothing. We both wanted to learn, and that's the important thing. If you help her from the teaching angle, your friendship will return. Believe me.
Blood, soap. What's she doing here? I don't want her here. You send her away. I'm not going to stay here.
Who'd have thought you'd have been nursemaiding me?
Oh, shut up, Connors. You're gonna need all your strength to get back to your
Can I have a
dorm.
lungful of air before I go, please? What I wouldn't give to be on a tropical island now.
You can't win tats without a ticket.
True. But why gamble when there's $250,000 to be had for a dead cert?
Not with you.
There's this finance company me and Slasher staked out. Down to the safe combination. Like I said, there's $250,000 in there overnight, just waiting for someone to take it.
Yeah. Why didn't you do it?
There's one big bummer. You can get in, but you can't get out. Now listen, that's why we never did it. But what if the person getting caught's got nothing to lose?
Someone like you, for instance.
This person gets in, takes the money, hides it in a pre-arranged place, the Dunnies or something. The alarm goes off and she gets nicked.
The chemo's really affecting you.
She tells the pigs a mate of hers got away with the money, making it look convincing, of course.
Oh, like smashing a window, perhaps.
The accomplice goes in the next day, cool as a cucumber, picks up the money and walks straight out with it.
Another unsolved crime in our great city, eh? What would you do with all that money? You're not about to go to Hayman Island.
It's Auntie Ida and a few of me mates. I want to see 'em right before I go.
Oh, it's very magnanimous of you.
Yeah, well, it's the kind of girl I am. Besides, I don't want to go out on my knees.
Well, what about Ida or your bikie mates? Why can't they do it?
She's too old. And I can't trust the others. You need ice in your blood to get out with the loot right under their noses.
Makes you think you can trust me?
Simple. I give Ida a letter naming you. We write it together, one copy only. You get the letter when she gets the money.
It's very good, Connors. But you're forgetting one thing. I'm not interested. Why should I be?
You need the money, Ferguson. The women are finished with you. I'm only just holding them together. When I'm gone, you've got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, if ever I get desperate, I'll know where to find you.
Okay, let's try it this way. Now, you can have 3 plus 3, or you can have 4 plus 2, or 5 plus 1. But they all make 6, don't they?
That makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay, we'll come back to the numbers later. They make anyone angry when they won't work out.
It's not the numbers that's making me angry.
Well, it couldn't be people, because we sorted that out last time, didn't we?
They're using me razor and they're not working.
Could be you're using your rays on the wrong people. No. Or maybe they need to be recharged. Let's give your batteries a bit of a kick, huh? Just grab those pictures for me, will you? Okay, Mel, now this is a tricky game. I want you to look at these pictures and then remember them. Okay, first picture. Up. Next. Yeah? Next. Okay. What's the first picture? All right, never mind, never mind. What about the other two?
Food. And a shoe.
That's terrific, Mel. Good on you.
See, you can do it.
Well, well. Super Sleuth Bloody at it again, huh?
Watch yourself, Mullins. Have you on an insolence charge if you're not careful.
Risk your precious career?
You're pretty smart, don't you?
Well, you didn't find him.
Don't worry, I will.
Do you think I'd be stupid enough to hide damaging evidence in there? You know, I've got all the time in the world to find places to hide them. Places you'd be bright enough to think of. I just lie awake at night, thinking about it. Don't worry, you'll be all right. Just so long as you do what you're told.
You'll pay for this, Mullins. As soon as they find those bottles, you'll pay for it.
Yeah. Don't you come heavy with me, because you set me up. And by God, you're gonna pay for that.
You've been getting too big for your boots, Mullins. It's time someone brought you back into line.
Lisa! Lisa, what happened? What's wrong?
What do you think? I knew she'd get even with us. It was great to gang up on her. She said she's gonna get back at all of us one by one.
Madam Freak, I should have known there's no mark.
Oh, Rick, we were so smug about being on top. But I just didn't think of the repercussions. She's gonna get all of us. We've got to do something. Rita. Don't you care? She'll get you too, you know.
Come on, let's get you back to your dorm. There's a bit of time before the end of work, so you'll get a bit of rest. tell Lurch and the girls to cover for me.
About the freak. What are we gonna do?
Don't worry about it, Lisa. This is going to take a bit of planning.
Hey, do you reckon Marty will call on you when you get out?
Oh, if I get out.
You will. They've got her with the new evidence. Would you like him to?
Oh, of course she would. You've been keen on him all along. Just won't admit it.
She could do a lot worse. Actually, I fancied him myself when he first arrived. Then again, I would have gone for anything in those days. Oh, you know what I mean. Anyway, now I've met Harry, I see things different.
Oh, get a load of the matured woman.
That's enough of your cheek. Hey, what are you doing? Not supposed to be working?
Lisa's been bashed. I want you to cover for her till the break. The freak did her over.
Oh, bloody hell!
She'll pay, won't she?
Is Lisa all right?
She'll live. She just needs some time to get her breath back. Can you cover till the break?
Yeah. Jeez, but we've got to get even with Ferguson. You got any ideas?
Oh, great. That was our top dog, our protector. Here, give us this, I'll do it. What's wrong with Rita? It's not like I heard it back out of a fight.
What's happened now? That phone call you put through from the Attorney General's department?
Yes.
Good news for Marsh.
Well, why didn't you buzz me and save his shoe leather?
Oh, they're synthetic. Anyway, I think Marty ought to be the one who gives her the news. He did do all the work.
Well, he's in the staff room. Come on, I'll make you a cup of coffee while you tell him.
Woo! So when do I get out, today or tomorrow?
Well, that depends. There's one catch.
Oh, I knew it.
Now, hang on. There's nothing to worry about. You're going to be released, but on the proviso that you go to a stable home environment.
Oh, what? After all the bloody time I've served,
Now,
and
you
they've got
haven't been cleared yet. It's only until your case is reopened.
So I'm guilty until proven innocent.
There were drugs involved. They're taking precautions.
I'm not an
That's-
addict. I'm not going to go looking for a hit.
The record shows that you have been in the past.
Oh, so once an addict, always an addict. Is that it?
Like I said, they're just taking precautions. If you're under the protection of your parents...
My parents? That's a laugh. They disowned me, remember?
Well, I'm sure
They
now
haven't
that
even bothered to contact me. I even wrote them a letter. Nothing.
Well, perhaps they didn't receive
Oh,
it.
come off it. They don't want to know me.
I can't believe that. The times I saw them back at school, they didn't seem to give that impression.
Well, that's all it was, an impression. Well, there goes my release, eh? Thanks for the 30 seconds, I hope, but I could have done without it.
Don't let me interrupt your game. I just want to talk to Alice.
Oh, have I done something wrong again?
No, nothing's wrong. I just thought you might like to chat in here rather than my office.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, you're not transferring Harry, are you?
No.
Rita.
I want to discuss you and Harry.
Oh, he's great, isn't he?
Have you thought this relationship through?
How do you mean?
Well, are you certain it's... Look, I know how difficult it is for all of you in here, kept away from men and your natural feelings. So I can understand how easily an infatuation can happen.
No, it's nothing like that, Mrs. Reynolds. Oh, I know I've always been stupid when there've been blokes around, but... Well, it's different with Harry. Well, he's good and honest, and I feel kind of comfy with him. I know it sounds silly, but do you know what I mean?
Yes, I think I do. But I am still worried about you when you get out. Jobs, money. That's too expensive. It's going to be hard for you.
Oh, no. No, we both want the same things. Harry wants us to live in the country when I get released, and, well, I was thinking maybe we could make a go of Mum's farm. Him and his carpentry, and me being good with animals. We're both country bumpkins through and through, Mrs. Reynolds. Harry hates the city as much as I do. He reckons if it wasn't for the city, he wouldn't be inside.
The two of you have discussed a great deal together, haven't you?
Oh, it was all my fault. I did all the arranging.
No, it's all right, Alice. I'm not going to punish either of you. But what if we were to come to an arrangement?
How do you mean?
What if I were to grant you 30 minutes a day to talk to each other?
You mean it?
As long as there were no more visits between you.
Oh, no, there wouldn't be.
And no physical contact.
Oh, I promise, Mrs. Reynolds. Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Mr. Hall reckons I'm getting so much better I might have to take your pills soon.
Don't be stupid. There are no medical breakthroughs in cases like yours.
I'm not a case.
You should never have been released from the hospital. We only copped you here because they didn't know what else to do with you.
There's nothing wrong with me.
Oh, yes, there is. And you can forget about those fantasies of living a normal life in suburbia.
Tom said I could.
Mr. Lucas is a liar. You're nothing more than an experiment to him, like a pet mouse in a cage.
I am not. I'm learning things and I'm doing real good.
You're a joke.
I am not. I'm as clever as anyone else. I got a dry hard. He said,
so...
Yeah, well, you just keep on trying. All the women think it's a great joke. The dummy trying to do sums. They're all laughing about it. I've heard them.
You're lying.
The loony trying to be a scholar.
I'm not a scholar. Don't you call me that.
Only repeating what they say, loony. These walls are your home, Jones. You'll never get out of here. And you can tell all the others that I'll get them, one by one. They can be nasty to you, but I'm going to punish them for what they're doing to me because I'm smart. I'm not a loony like you.
I'm not a I'm not.
G'day, Merle.
Hey, what are you doing?
Merle?
It's just us, Alice and Rita.
Hey, it's okay.
Oh, what's wrong? Someone upset you. She said, everyone's calling me a loony and laughing at me. Look, no one's laughing at you. And the last person to call you that was Spider, and she's gone. You haven't been saying it? Of course not. Look, the freak's just trying to get us to fight amongst ourselves, that's all. You said she was going to get you back, but I wasn't smart enough. Well, you don't have to get us, and no one's laughing at you. Well, we think it's great you're learning from Mr. Lucas and doing so well. She said I was his mouse. Oh, look, he's teaching you things to help you, isn't he? Look, here, you wipe your face and stop crying. Don't worry. We'll get the freak. Won't we, Rita? We will, won't we, Rita? Rita? Jeez, I don't reckon that wheelchair was such a bad idea. You haven't even got the strength to get angry anymore. You didn't even seem to care about poor Merle and the state that bitch got her in. I thought I'd see the day when you'd let the freak get away with it.
There are 3 things I want to do before I die. I'm gonna do them, Lurch. Nothing's gonna stop me. Nothing.
But what about us?
Just trust me. Please.
What a waste of time. He'll forget all about you as soon as he gets out of here and remembers what a real woman looks like.
G'day, Alice.
Geez, Harry. You really sprung one on me with that, you know, that...
Proposal.
Did you really mean it, or were you just saying it to get me out of trouble?
Of course not. I meant it, Alice. I want you to be me wife.
No physical contact. If it happens again, Jenkins, you go straight to the governor.
I'm sorry, Miss Ferguson. It's okay. Geez, Harry, I can't figure out why you want me. I'm nothing but a big ox. That's why they call me Lurch.
Hey, the best-looking girl I've ever seen, so don't go putting yourself down. Besides, if you don't marry me, I'll probably stay single the rest of my life.
I'll marry you, Harry. I might as well stay a prisoner.
I love you.
Love you too, Harry.
Gotta get her now. Otherwise, we'll all cop it.
And Rita's not going to do nothing.
And leave her out of it. I think she's pretty sick.
Well, I reckon we should give the freak a taste of her own medicine.
Don't be stupid. If we use violence, we can kiss all the reforms goodbye.
What do you suggest?
Well, the group tactics have worked so far, but she's getting back at us one by one.
Yeah, I learnt the hard way.
Hi, Merle. Oh, g'day, Merle. Hey, look, no one's been laughing at you. And we've never called you loony.
You're our friend, Merle.
Yeah, Alice said that you were all... She confused me.
Hey, that's how we do it. What?
What?
Tomorrow morning at muster. Well, it'll probably be Adam's shift as well, so we'll have to get rid of him somehow. Oh, without a witness, Ferguson's stuck, right?
I'll take care of that part.
Good. Let's see how smart she can be on her own.
She was so happy. Then it all fell in a heap.
Well, you've done everything you can. I mean, you've had the case reopened. What more do you want?
For Margaret to be out of here.
Well, she will be when the jury hears the new evidence.
It could be weeks away.
Marty, you can't interfere with family.
I disagree. I contacted her mother.
You've what?
I rang her this afternoon and told her that Margaret was seriously ill.
You really are determined to get yourself sacked, aren't
Mum,
you?
I have been beaten up, threatened and set up. Now, I'm not going to give up now.
I'd advise you to nick off. First bottle's Rodney. Piss off.
Well, this is what I can do. Line up. We can do it. How do you spell it? It starts with an F and it ends with a K. Yeah.
I said line up.
You big clean on this. Oh, beauty, thanks a lot.
One last time, line up. What have you done with Mr. Adams? I'm warning you. You're all on charges.
You're going to creep up on us one by one.
Yeah, we're ready for you this time.
And we won't leave a mark.
That's enough.
Oh, why don't you call the governor? She'd help you, sure.
Why don't you resign, Ferguson?
Yeah, put yourself out of your misery.
Your reign is over.
You'll pay.
I got this.
There's a name for people who do things like that.
It's not what you think. I've been told there's contraband hidden in here.
Really? Well, I'll give the girls credit. They certainly care about hygiene. Hey, maybe they're being clever, washing away the fingerprints before it was distributed.
You still want to test that theory of yours? 100,000 will do me nicely. Let's do the job.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing